is a presentation of SimWorld Sports.
Good weekend, SimWorld. Hope you're enjoying it. We are in Brooklyn, bringing you Chicago and Toronto. Coming here at you, some of the most talented juniors in SimWorld High School sports. I am E. Lava, joined in the booth by Rick Blaze today. Rick, how you doing? How you feeling?
Hey, E, hold on to your cheese, brother. I'm feeling good today. This is the last tune-up game before the regional start. We are in Brooklyn. It's Brooklyn in the house. Apropos, we're in Brooklyn. Notorious B.I.G. just celebrated a birthday. It's a good time. It all works out very well in SimWorld.
Well, we're underway here. Toronto controls the tip. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I have it the other way around. Toronto wearing the black uniforms, Chicago wearing the white, and Toronto gets the initial score.
Toronto's in the white, E, and Chicago in the black. There we go.
You were correct. I'm sorry. I completely have spun around here. They tipped off too quickly. I didn't have time to check. Talking
Hold
about
on
Brooklyn
to your
and
shoes,
cheese,
E.
getting all
We
confused.
are in Brooklyn, New York. Hold on to your shoes.
Hey, hold on to that basketball. Chicago
Nice
able to get the turnover and score right there.
We got two teams. They have a little bit of an advantage of being that they get a kind of a tune-up game before the regional start, which is really going to separate all the men from the boys. This is our tournament game. Oh, did he miss that? He almost.
No, he put it in. It took a couple bounces, but got it down. And that's Josiah Cohen, by the way, introduced into the starting lineup. Marcus Layfat, leading scorer on this Toronto team, now coming off the bench. That's a change that Coach Chris King has instituted. And
that sounds really silly to me. I can see why Toronto is losing when you start having your best player coming off the bench.
Well, at the other end, LaGerald Carroll, prolific outside shooter, gets it down. And there's a battle on the interior. Been waiting to see. Ian Krimmer able to defend. Tyson Simpson right there, making miss the shot. Two big men going at it. Now Krimmer has it. Simpson looking to stifle him.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting matchup between the two big fellas. Now, here's a good thing about it. Toronto hasn't had a great record at all this season. Chicago has been keeping their head above water. I guess you can call that good times. But now that we're about to go into the tournament, anything can go. All you need to do is get hot at the right time, and you can go ahead and turn this entire season around. So Chicago and Toronto gets their last tune-up game, going into the regional tournament. Hey, it's going to be an exciting time for SimWorld.
Let's talk for a second about Ian Krimmer here at the line. Going to shoot two. Krimmer started the season unranked, and he's ended it the McDonald's All-American. He has really come up the rankings. He's put up the points. Impressive performance this season. Ian Krimmer. And to continue the good times theme, ain't Chicago lucky they got him? First free throw good. Krimmer, 81% free throw shooter. Pretty healthy percentage for a big man. Second one coming up here. And he gets it. Chicago up by 6. And, Toronto... it's interesting, I think, kind of the perception of Toronto, because we know a couple big names on this team. Tyson Simpson, Marcus Layfat, to a lesser degree, Brandon Phillips, regarded as a talented team, but they are just 7-12 on the year. They had a 5-game losing streak at one point. They have struggled. Now, there's Brandon Phillips getting loose and getting to the rack. A little bit more of that would help the cause.
And some of their struggles you can chalk it up to, they're a young team. They have a lot of their best players are juniors, so I think Toronto's gonna be one of those teams, but they're gonna have some growing pains this year. They have, and I think this tournament will be a really good stepping stone for the juniors turned seniors come next year to be able to really make some noise.
Chris Campbell, point guard for Chicago, able to get the jumper to go there. Josiah Cohen right back at it. And he gets it to go.
That's the meat tough right there. That's a great shot.
Cohen mentioned he's a fairly new addition to the starting lineup for this Toronto team. 5'10", another one of these juniors.
Yeah, maybe Coach knows what he's talking about.
And some defense down on this end. Toronto a chance to pull this back to a one-possession game. Oh, Morris, nice pass. Great position, Tyson Simpson. Really easy when he gets it down there on the block. 12.4 a game, Tyson Simpson, averaging almost 57% from the field.
And after this game, we have another game, the championship game, actually between Africa and
World East.
Who had a miraculous comeback of dynamic proportions. I'm trying to think of some other Dunn King words if that just fit in. But them going into the fourth quarter were down 20.
They were down heavily. Well, actually, at the start of the fourth quarter, I believe that World East was down 14. It was crazy, Rick. You had that night off from broadcasting, and that's probably good. Old Morris hits from outside. It's Toronto the lead. They've come all the way back here, but the comeback by World East, you would have been ready to go home in the first half. I mean, Africa was on top by. South America was on top by 20. They were rolling. They were doing everything right, and in the third quarter, it just continued. One of the most miraculous comebacks I've ever seen. A lot of credit to World East. This Africa-World East matchup we got coming up after this game, the SimWorld Global Tournament Championship in Barcelona, it's intriguing. I mean, I think Africa has to be your favorite. They've been on such a roll, but 90-83 double overtime victory by World East is the most impressive performance I've seen this year.
Confidence would do a lot for your team. Going into another big game, coming off of another big game as well. I agree. I saw the halftime score. Yeah, they were down 1,000 by halftime, and so they came back and talk about cutting into the lead. They came back and pulled a fantastic upset. So we're gonna see how that's gonna play out for the next game.
Well, we've got a little micro version of it happening right here. Chicago was ahead 12-6. Toronto has reeled off 9 straight points. They've really turned up the defense. Last handful of possessions, and with just about 3 minutes to go, first quarter, they've turned a 6-point deficit into a 3-point lead here. In Toronto, you're absolutely right. This team has 6 juniors on the squad, just 4 seniors. 2 of those juniors highly ranked in Simpson and Layfat, but I think one intriguing thing is there was some whispers of Tyson Simpson being unhappy playing for this Toronto squad, maybe looking to jump ship to a new club next year. If they were to lose Simpson, 6'10", 240-pound stalwart in the paint, that would be a blow to Toronto's chances.
Absolutely. That's a great blow. Get that out of this, man.
With the SWAT.
I agree. Hopefully they can retain him and keep him for next season. I think this team is going to be I think they're going to have a leg up on a lot of teams next season because they're so junior heavy. These juniors are getting this experience, and they're going to be able to lock in and be because think about these other teams who are such senior heavy, like Coach Zen Bilardi and his New York squad, right? You got to come back next season and you got to start this whole train all over again because you got a bunch of young guys who didn't get the exposure to playing time in that system, and playing with those lights on is a different scenario altogether. So I think Toronto is going to have a very bright future next year with these juniors, and they can still turn around this regional tournament this year as well.
Well, I love that analysis, but I have a more important question to ask you now, Rick. Did you just call the coach in New York Zen Bilardi?
Zen Bilardi, yeah.
Zen Bilardi? I love it. That's
Bilardi.
Great. I love it. It's almost... You can almost sneak it right in there too. It almost sounds enough like Tim that it just sort of
Zen Bilardi. Yeah. I need 10% of everything he sells in that name moving forward though.
Agent's fee. That's right.
Yeah, I need my fee now. Well, you can have it for free, but I need my fee.
Oh, quick pass, and that is Marcus Layfat coming off the bench, and he finds DeLeon Dixon, senior out of Toronto, 6'8" big man. Pretty connection between the two of those, and Layfat averaging 15.3 points a game, but moved to the second team. Oh, and a steal by Toronto. Josiah Cohen takes it away quickly from Benet, but that won't go. Look at big DeLeon Dixon come up with a rebound, however.
You come up there, field though.
Oh,
tough shot.
Yep. 6-foot junior out of Burlington, Ontario, Marcus Layfat. Maybe a little fired up. Maybe the bench motivates. That was a classic Bob Knight motivation technique.
Hey, shout out to Coach King. Maybe he knows something that we don't. I think he should be a starter. I think he thinks he should be a starter, but maybe this lesson of putting him on the bench actually works out better for the team and for the player itself. So, hey, we'll see, man.
Nice putback there from Logan Rice. Draws Chicago back within 3. Sia Cohen out there, making up the backcourt. Oh, and he gets it back. It was touched by Stephen Larson of Chicago, so no over and back. Ooh, nice move.
Yeah, that was saucy there.
265-pounder, 6'7", just a junior. Another one of these juniors, Jalen Tucker. Surprisingly mobile at that size.
Yeah, I'm saying Toronto's going to be tough next year. They can keep all these juniors intact.
Toronto out to a 5-point lead and a chance to extend it. Shot clock and game clock, just the slightest difference. They should probably be able to hold for one shot here, but Leifat doesn't want to hear that.
See, that's what drives the coach crazy. Like, what are you doing? Come sit by me, son. You're doing too much in life. You need to build this up your one-shot opportunity. This is how you lose games. This is the why coaches don't like juniors and young players, because they make you lose hair early.
Well, fortunately for Toronto, it doesn't hurt them any. Neither shot goes at the buzzer.
I wouldn't be surprised if he don't come back when in the second quarter, though.
5-point lead for Toronto. Come right back. And we're back. Second quarter just about get underway here, and Chicago started out strong, out to a 12-6 lead, but over the last 4 minutes, only 4 points for the Chicago Stars. Nice tightening down on screws on defense for Toronto and Coach Chris King, the new coach, well, relatively new coach of Toronto. Ooh, nice drive there, gets Chicago back on the board and cuts the lead to 3.
3-point game. Yeah, so we have the Chicago and Toronto game. Interestingly enough, they both went through slumps throughout the year. They both had the games where they would just lose in a row, and that's tough on a team. That's tough on the coaches. Shoot, sometimes that costs the coaches their jobs. So I got a feeling Chicago will be making a change on next year's coaching situation. I'm almost sure of it.
Well, and for Toronto, at one point they did have a 5-game losing streak, but they have been playing better under Coach King since they made that change earlier this year. Getting a win here and having a strong performance certainly in the SimWorld Regional Tournament would help, but missing buckets like that will not. Leon Dixon able to get that to fall.
Yeah, now you understand why the record is what the record is.
Junior heavies you've been talking about, Rick.
Yeah.
Definitely, you see the talent on Toronto, but yeah, some of the struggles, some of the close losses, some of the frustration for sure has a lot to do with that. Oh my Lord!
Just a grip pump. I like
Logan Rice up and in.
Looking like Rick Smith on that one. Dunkin' Dutchman.
We got our producer Roniel with us too, and Roniel, make a note of that. About 6:45, I'd say, or 6:40 mark in the second quarter. That might be a highlight ready for Discord right there. Chicago back in the lead. Toronto calling a timeout here. 6:24 to go, second quarter. Well, we've been talking about it. Remind everybody, half hour after this game ends, Africa and World East battling in Barcelona for a global title, the only championship that the Globals are eligible for. So a lot riding on this one. Rick, like I said, I think Africa's the favorite, although I don't even know if I want to make a prediction. Do you have anybody you think's going to win this thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Africa. I think the Europe team is hot right now. But you know, I think athleticism and I think Africa has the team to just beat them up. I think your team is they're a hot squad, but I think they a finesse squad, and Africa has all the athleticism and brute force to bring it to you. So I'm gonna go with Africa for the win. I mean, of course, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna leave it alone. Of course, I had to go to Africa, right? I have to go with Africa, right?
Why? I don't know. Why?
I mean, I'm not allowed to no more family dinners if I don't just choose soccer. You can't choose the motherland. Yeah, I'm sorry. Look, I've been 1 in 100, and I have to pick Africa.
Fair enough. Well, back to Brooklyn. This has been a game of runs, back and forth here. Talked about Toronto went off on a 9-0 run earlier. Well, now Chicago's pulled off 8 straight points, and they went from trailing by 5 to up 3, and finally Toronto back on the board, cuts the lead to 1.
And earlier this week, I had my share of runs, so it's just been a running week for everybody. I can relate.
Well, good back and forth battle so far in this one in Brooklyn. Both teams looking to get a little momentum.
Good shot.
The SimWorld regional tournaments coming up. Yeah, there you see it on your screen. 10-2 run, which I guess is better than 8-0, which is what it was a minute ago. Marcus Layfat has it here for Toronto. Oh, he's going to pull up and shoot. Can't get it to go, but nice rebound, Tyson Simpson.
Tyson got to take it back up. You got to put that up. Yeah, man. Big man, you got to pick that back up, bro. You're the biggest man on the court right now. You got to 5-slammer jam of that ball right now.
Like that?
You need to do that. Yeah. Take notes, son. Do that.
Ian Krimmer, 6'11", 210-pounder. His 36th dunk of the year. Leading Chicago in that category. Oh, nice move, Brandon Phillips.
The little finger roll.
A senior out of Montreal, Brandon Phillips, going to Arkansas next year. I think I like the Arkansas recruiting class, and I think he's going to be a solid part of that. I like Brandon Phillips' game.
I think he's going to be shell-shocked out of his draws. From Montreal to Arkansas, my God. Oh my gosh. Well,
stealed out on this end.
You should have probably focusing on basketball.
Oh! Nice transition bucket from Chicago. They are back out on top by 5. Halfway through the second quarter now. Ooh, and a little bit of pressure from Chicago, too.
Yeah, I need to interview that player. I'm interested. Why pick Arkansas?
Well, look at,
they have a good program. Don't get me wrong.
I was going to say, for one thing, yeah, look at how good they are. I mean,
Montreal is beautiful.
Montreal is a fantastic city. I've been lucky to visit it a couple times. Old Town Montreal is fantastic. I don't speak French, which is a problem, in spite of my last name, and that's an issue. But outside of that, but no, hey, look, Arkansas could be the #1 ranked team starting college basketball next year, right? I mean, they
got a team.
They're getting some players. They've got some transfers. They're getting some recruits. They got something going on down there.
Yeah, somebody got a good pocket, a good checkbook out there. NIL.
NIL days.
Good putback and number one. That should have been a foul.
That's our producer Rod Yell getting it here, adding a little bit of colorful color commentary. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, shoot. That was just in my ear. Well, we're going to bring Roniel in here. He's got some stories to tell you folks. That's all I know for sure. Marcus Leifat still out there running the show. He's going to take a three here. He can't get that to go, but once again,
there you go, big fella. That's what I'm talking about right there. I like this Leifat. I like this Leifat guy. I can see why coach relegated him to the bench. He's a bit erratic.
Yeah.
He has all the moves. He has all the tools in the shed, but he just doesn't know when and how to use those moves. He's out there playing street ball, which works on some teams and on some times, but obviously not on this team. Big enough. That's a good shot. That's within the floor. But that's within the floor of the offense.
Yeah, and it's also his only second made bucket from the field so far. And look, Leifat only shooting 43% overall.
But he ain't scared. He is not scared to shoot it, though.
No, he's not. No, he is not. Well, timeout here on the court. Chicago back up on top by 4. Under 2 minutes to go. First half. And this tune-up for these two teams, and really this is a tune-up for everybody watching too. We got the main event coming up next. Africa World East in Barcelona, which should be definitely an entertaining game. I'm intrigued to see how these two teams end up battling it out.
So let's can we have a little fun? So
of course we can, sir.
Let's talk about these two teams, Africa and World East, and let's do a little battle before the battle, and let's do one cuisine versus another cuisine from that area.
Ooh. All right. Well, so let's see. Now, for Africa, maybe I will talk for a minute about the homeland of Jay Salah, the 6'9", 230-pounder out of Tangier, Morocco. I love some couscous. Get me a little bit of North African, Moroccan kind of style food. Fantastic stuff. Now, that said, I've also been lucky enough to live in both New York and Los Angeles, which have decent Ethiopian populations. And what that means is you get good Ethiopian restaurants too. You get some of that good spongy teff bread, and you get like your little...
wait, hold on. You lost me. You said Teflon.
It's called
spongy Teflon?
Teff, just teff, T-E-F-F. It's
Okay.
a kind of bread, and it's like I said, it's almost got like these little holes in it. It's spongy, it's good. You get some of that, and you get like you get like these lentil dishes. And there's one thing I know at an Ethiopian restaurant called Meals by Janae, which is the best Ethiopian place I know in Los Angeles. They make this chicken dish with it, where the chicken is cooked for 2 days. And it's in this like sort of almost like mole sauce. It is so good. It is so good.
Wow.
So what do you got for me? African cuisine.
I have nothing to top that. God, I was gonna say oxtails and something. Just never mind.
More American
just
than
anything.
anything. I don't know.
Just never mind.
No. When I think of African food, that is the two things I think of: Moroccan and Ethiopian.
I was gonna talk about some greens.
Well, we got 30 seconds left in this half. Chicago up by 8. Cole Morris going to try to chop it down, but he can't. Look at that. Man, the one thing that's been consistent for Toronto, that's right, Tyson Simpson. Well, hey, we've got the last few seconds here. World East basically is kind of like the Pacific a little bit, like the Asian, end of the Pacific out there. So, I mean, I do love sushi. So let's talk about Japan for a second. Kobe Sato.
I'm with you.
I can do sushi. I can eat sushi every day.
I like sake as well. I like sake too. I'm a sake guy.
Oh, all right. Well, that's enough of food talk. Let's get to halftime. Chicago up by 6. Come right back. Second half action coming up here from Brooklyn between Chicago and Toronto. back. Second half just about to start here in Brooklyn. Chicago with the lead, and LeGerald Carroll leading the way for them. Dre Carvel, relatively quiet half for the number 2 ranked junior, averaging more than 19 points a game, but Chicago extends the lead there. River Rose, haven't talked much about River Rose, 6'6" senior out of Naperville, Illinois, going to Indiana University next season.
Yeah, and River Rose is one of those players, that, had a lot of hype, and he has some unfortunate things that happened to him that brought his ranking down, had a personal life. He's been trying to find his way. And there's some nights you can tell the superstar and the talent, you can see it, and some nights, he's fallen into a role player. But shout out to River Rose. I still keep our little hope that he can put it together on the college level.
But Gerald Carroll drains another 3. He's got 14. That's a game high. And this is a game high lead for Chicago. They're up by double digits, 11 now. Gerald 4 for 4 from behind the arc. And Brandon Phillips' shot won't go, but look who is there again. The one player really kind of keeping Toronto in this, but he can't get that putback to go. Tyson Simpson.
Yeah, I mean, it's we're seeing here with Toronto, they just don't have enough firepower to keep up with these teams.
Oh.
Great shot.
River Rose coming alive a little bit too. Lead up to 13.
I like this River Rose. Every time I call his games, he plays well. The problem is I don't call all his games.
I like River Rose, and at 6'6", 200, 200-pounder, shoots 50% from the field. He's up to 9 points a game. I'll tell you, I like the idea of River Rose and Najee Jordan, both Hoosiers next year, both playing in Bloomington. Those are 2 guys, size, some skill. I like what they're doing there at the wings in Indiana next season. And River Rose has climbed back up into the rankings, as you mentioned. Former Illinois Mr. Basketball, highly touted as a junior, completely fell out at one point, has come back up to number 48 overall.
Yeah, like I say, he has all the talent in the world. He can be a late bloomer and put it together. And still, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a second-round draft pick in the NBA and then turn into a solid player for the rest of his career,
Oh, nice dish. Jalen Tucker finds Cole Morris. Cole Morris having a nice game. Another one of these juniors. Well, then again, so is Tucker. But Cole Morris, 6'4", out of Sherbrooke in Quebec. Only averaging 4 points a game, but well above that here. And,
wow. He put the Jets on.
Chris Campbell, starting point guard for Chicago, has had a tough year, shooting 36% from the field, 18% from 3. Is averaging a team-high 5.3 assists, but nice move there on that other end by Campbell.
Well, we see why. He's showing can lead him in scoring all them terrible shots he's shooting.
Shot clock winding down here. Phillips has to take it. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Grimmer.
Shot.
Toronto getting in danger of getting a little bit into a hole here. 13. Caught a break there. Cole Morris brings it up the other way. Chance for a transition bucket.
You need points bad.
And
tough shot. That's a really good shot. A really tough shot, by the way, too.
That's Brandon Phillips. He has some skills.
I think he likes the degree of difficulty shots.
Ooh.
Oh. Is it and one? Does it count? Yes, it does.
That is an and one foul on Worley Talbot. Will give River Rose a chance for a 3-point play.
I told you, he plays well every time I call his game.
He does. I know. We just gotta make sure you're around.
Yeah,
he knows you're in the audience.
Yeah, I guess he gotta put me on the scholarship money. Put me on the NIL contract, baby.
That's right. Rose, a good free throw shooter, 83% from the line. He can't get that one to go. I did. Never do that either. Oh my Lord. Brandon Phillips.
I'm telling you, if it's a high degree of difficulty, it's a good chance he's going to make the shot.
Well, he looks determined. Bring Toronto back into this one. Phillips and Simpson have definitely been the brightest stars for Toronto so far in this one. River Rose going back to work, feeling confident. Can't get that one to go, however.
Yeah, he only shot that shot because I'm watching. There's no way he would have shot that any time in any other game. No way.
Put a little twist in his hips there for you.
Good one. Good one. We ain't had no conversations on the phone to the break of dawn, though. I don't care if you're alone with the lights off or on. Finish the center.
Lead back down to 9. Chicago's still in control here, but Toronto chipping away a little bit. And here we see Drake Harvell. Have not really called his name much tonight, and he can't get that shot to go. And once again, Phillips trying to get down the court ahead of everybody. Gets the shot off. Fouled by Jamal Harper, and he'll go to the line. We're going to take a quick break here before the free throws. 9-point lead for Chicago when we return. All right, and we're back. Brandon Phillips set to shoot some free throws.
Take a break.
As I mentioned earlier, Brandon Phillips, Tyson Simpson, two biggest reasons Toronto keeps on hanging around in this one, both having nice nights tonight.
Yep. And interestingly enough, in this game, we have both Drake and Toronto just now on the same team.
It's true. Drake Harvell on Chicago, the leading scorer for Chicago, but noticeably quiet this evening. Content to let his teammates get a little shine maybe as they remain comfortably in front here. Well, second free throw won't go. And that is his first miss of the year, Brandon Phillips, from the charity stripe.
Wow. Well, if he was going to miss it, it was going to be on your watch, E.
That's right. Down low, Logan Rice, 6'8" senior. Turns and scores, gets the lead back up to 10. And back out there for Toronto, Marcus Layfat again, running the show. He was just 2 for 9 in the first half. Now he's 2 for 10.
No. And while we have the action going on, I want to, as I'm sipping from my cup, I want to say thank you, Powerade.
Oh,
for
yes.
keeping me laced and keeping me right.
Powerade, powering up SimWorld athletes, coaches, and most importantly, the broadcast crew.
Absolutely.
Powerade, it goes with anything. Mixes well.
It goes. I like it. It goes with anything. Chasers not included. Chasers not included.
Well, Chicago back up to 12, 3-minute mark of the third quarter. Oh, nice move there.
Really quick, easy play.
6'4" junior, another one of these Toronto juniors. But the lead remains 10. Jalen Tucker picks up the foul here, and that will send Dre Carvel to the line.
And this Dre Carvel, man, has a lot of talent. He has a lot of talent himself. He has some charisma as well going for him. I see a bright future for this young man, Dre Carvel.
Absolutely. Talented scorer, averaging 19.1, shooting 48% from deep and 84% here from the line. Steps up for 2. Number 2 ranked junior in the country. Only Lace Darius Outlaw. More highly regarded than Dre Carvel.
Yeah, he's a problem too.
He is a problem too. Although I'd be interested to know where Edgar Fernandez would fit in.
Hey,
we had unified rankings.
Hey, man, that Edgar's the real deal.
He is.
Edgar is the real deal. That's a very good question. I don't know. That's a very good question. That's a really good question.
The number 1 ranked overall global recruit, and he's just 16 years old, would just be a junior if he was an American. And Rick, think about this too. I mean, I don't think it would happen because I don't think either of these first 2 guys I'm going to mention are going to play more than 1 year of college ball. But Kentucky, it's Jamison Johnson and Glory Tate next year.
Right.
And I know that they are all in on Edgar Fernandez. They think he will play college ball, and they are recruiting him hard. Imagining a team built around Fernandez, Tate, Jamison Johnson at the college level. Yeah,
that's crazy. They got championship written all over it right there.
Wow, like I said, I can't imagine. I really don't see JJ or Glory hanging around for a sophomore season. I just don't. But
I agree. unless something drastic, unfortunate happens, like an injury or something. But I agree. I don't see them hanging out past 1 year.
You know, I mean, the one thing is that you can get paid in college basketball these days with your NIL money. I mean, not the same multi-million-dollar contracts, but hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes,
so
absolutely.
It's not as much. So you're right. I think it's not as much pressure on those players to come out early. But you know, if you have a high stock like a JJ does, you know, you're not gonna risk injury. You're gonna come out as soon as you can, so you can go ahead and get paid.
If you're gonna be a lottery ticket, you gotta come.
Yeah. If you're
just
top
foolish
20,
not to.
if you're a top 20 pick shot, then you need to come out. If you low first round, you can stay. If you think you can drop, improve your stats or your stock, or if you're second round, then maybe you'll stay. You know, but if you're a top 20 like JJ is, he's probably gonna be a top 2 pick, number 1. I'm sure he's probably gonna, anybody have any sense he's gonna go number 1 overall. But so he's probably gonna. I'm sure he's gonna come out.
Well, last minute here, third quarter, and maybe I'll get my producer Roniel in here a little bit too. Rick, Roniel, because I can't think of it. Who's the last college star you can think of who was an obvious going to be a top pick, going to be a lottery pick, who came back for another season? Anybody come to mind?
Tim Duncan.
That long ago, huh?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. He stayed all 4 years. Yeah, he stayed all 4 years. And that was the last time I can recall someone who was, unless I think I can remember the guy from but he got hurt, he got injured. I think the guy from, is it Arizona or Rocco? I think he got hurt in one of the tournament games the year before. He didn't come out and he came back again. But other than that, Tim Duncan be the last one that you like. Yeah. He could have come out anytime. He decided to stay. Highly surprised, but he didn't get drafted. That's a whole nother story.
Nerlens Noel come back for a sophomore? No, he didn't. He left anyway after his freshman year, even though he got hurt. Yeah. 12-point lead for Chicago, comfortably in front. But hey, we just saw World East erase a deficit like this the other day, so anything's
not on my watch, E. Not on my watch.
Fourth quarter action up next. All right, fourth quarter just about to start here in Brooklyn. And Rick, we were just looking at the stats there during the break. And, I mean, nice game from Gerald Carroll, 14 points, 4 3-pointers. But nobody's really standing out, breaking out here. In fact, what's noticeable is the guys who've been kind of quiet. Trace Harvell, just 4 points.
Yeah. I mean, he's 1 for 6, but I guess the good thing is the team is comfortably in the lead, so you don't have to force any shots up. So he just ride. They just ride with who's ever hot right now, and then I'm cool with that. That's showing a little bit of maturity. So you don't want to make that a habit of you falling back like that. But in this case, I don't see Toronto coming back. So go ahead and do your thing.
Well, two guys on the Chicago squad have a chance to come away with a double-double here. One of them. Oh, there you go, Chris Campbell. He now has 10 points. I was waiting for that. He has 7 assists. If he get 3 more assists in this quarter, double-double for Chris Campbell. And then DeLeon Dixon. No, sorry, not DeLeon Dixon, but Ian Krimmer on Chicago. 8 points, 8 boards. Chance for him, too.
Yeah, they're probably both going to end this game with the double-double.
I would like to see that. They deserve it. And also, River Rose playing pretty well out here.
My guy.
Oh, going to work, taking it to DeLeon Dixon.
Tell you. Well,
if
I call every River Rose game, he'd be a top 10 prospect.
I need you to watch every game he plays on the Big Ten Network next season. Then you know I'm an Indiana Hoosiers fan.
Yeah.
I should mention too, big news for Indiana. Trace, talking about guys coming back. Wasn't a top draft pick. Tracy Jackson Davis coming back for his senior year. Big deal for Indiana fans. Makes us a Big Ten favorite along with Michigan next year.
Yeah. You know how I feel about those guys with 2 last names, but yeah, he's a good player. but his mother though, she does too much.
Well, in his case, actually has some NBA pedigree with Antonio Davis, he and the father.
Hey, what those Davis boys, right, from Indiana? Were they really good friends in real life? It looked like they were on the court, though. I wonder if they really were. It was Antonio and what was the other one? Dale. Yeah. Dale.
No relation between those two, I don't think. But they were the Davis brothers. Yes, This is correct.
Antonio
Campbell.
And Davis. You need to get out there with those Giants.
Rick Smits, 7'4". Bucket will not go down for Jamal Harper. Back up the other way, Toronto. Toronto's going to get on a run and get back in this. And look, we've seen them do that earlier in this game, so I don't think they're out of it. But they need to get going here, and this is one way to do it.
I don't see it happening.
Need to tune up the defense. Need to start getting stops.
One thing about being young that people don't talk about a lot is when you're young, even if you're not young in age, if you're young as a team, I take the Memphis Grizzlies as a professional example.
Mm-hmm.
You have to first learn how to win. And how do you learn how to win? By freaking losing. There's a saying that if you want to get good at something, be bad at it first.
Right.
Because that's the process. You know what I'm saying? If I pick up an instrument tomorrow, I'm not gonna know how to play drums tomorrow. If I pick up the first time, I gotta play it. I'm gonna be really bad at it for a very long time, and then after a while, I get better.
Look at this, Rick. Cole Morris just splashed a 3. 7-point ball game. More than 4 minutes to go, fourth quarter. We're gonna take a quick break too. Come right back to see if Toronto can make a game of this. Coming back, 4:17 to go. Toronto trying to make a game of it. Cole Morris just hit that last three. He's had a nice game today. He only averages 3.5 points. Hey, let's bring Raniel in here. Raniel, I've been trying to get you in all game. What do you got for us? Better be good after all my attempts.
Chris King, as much as his team is getting scorched defensively, he said what he wants to see is some offensive adjustments. So we see a lineup here. It looks like he wants to go small. We may see them go even smaller in this fourth quarter, try and get a comeback. We'll see if it works for them as they have a 9-point deficit to make up.
Yeah, it looks like Toronto going to a 1-in, 4-out here with Tyson Simpson being the big in. Yeah, you've got 2 point guards out there, Josiah Cohen and Marcus Layfat, along with Brandon Phillips. Oh, and Phillips cuts to the rim, stuffs it home.
Nice.
13, nice night for Brandon Phillips.
Yeah, I like Brandon Phillips. You see what I'm saying? He goes by his business in a very professional manner. He's not scared of nobody. He's fearless when he plays out there on the court.
That's a bad break right there for Toronto. They got the steal, but Layfat couldn't put the layup in. River Rose scores the other end. Lead back up to 11. 3 minutes to go now.
River Rose.
Nicely
Got a
done.
little press on him now.
Yep, make him take some time off the clock. Oh,
good pass.
Nice little 1-2 from, and that's a nice dish from Simpson right there. Nice hands from the big man.
Yeah, that was really nice. Good pass by Big Fella.
Zay Carvel has it. Again, quiet night for Harvell, but he's going to take this jumper and can't get it to go. Rebound, bounced around, ends up in the hands of Ian Krimmer. And Campbell can't get it to go, but Krimmer is there with the putback again.
Johnny on the spot. He's on them boards, my man.
Oof. Well, timeout Toronto, 11-point lead, a little bit more than 2 minutes left to go, and time is running short for Coach King and his Toronto squad.
Yeah, I mean, he'll. I believe in Coach King's Toronto team turning around, probably more or less next season. But hey, we got the regional tournament is coming up, guys. Everybody get a shot to do their thing in the regional tournament. You know. So this is like the equivalent to the NCAA tournament, right? So you got the one time winner go home. I mean, winner move on, the loser go home. Toronto, Chicago will be in a regional tournament. So we're gonna see what they can do. They'll start. It is stacked against them now. It is stacked against them, but anything's possible. Kevin Garnett tells you that.
No, and thank you for promoting. We got a big week coming next week. The regional tournament starting. That gets underway on Monday. 2 games, 8 o'clock. A special Monday SimWorld TV broadcast coming. Lots of actions from all the regions. Should be exciting. The finish to a great year of SimWorld High School hoops.
Very
back
much
underway
so.
Here, Toronto.
So, I know it's early. I know you didn't want to really pick the global champion.
Yep.
It's early. We haven't started the championship, the regionals, and none of those things yet. Do you have a favorite right now winning this whole thing?
Well, I mean, I think that there are 4 teams that have to be at the top of your high school list, and that's New York, DC, Charlotte, and Midwest. I think those are your kind of power 4, and I'm liking Midwest. I think Midwest is hot. I think they're playing well. It's tough to say that, a team with Cooper King and Cross on it, like DC, might not be there. It's tough to bet against Coach Zen Bellardi in New York. But I really like what I've seen from Midwest of late. Donald Affetti, love his game, love him as the leader of that squad, but they're deep too. It's not just him. I'm gonna go with, again, I think most people would put them in their top 4 candidates, but I don't know how many people would pick them, so I'm going out a little bit on a limb.
Yeah, that's a little limb now.
I like Midwest.
That's nice. Now it's gonna be interesting to see when these teams are gonna play each other and how that works out in the bracket.
Yes,
it could be a situation where because you can have a Midwest going against DC in an earlier round, the semifinal. So the bracket is going to really determine how. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. So I'm going to pick a winner. We're going to play the nice bracket game. We'll look out for bracket busters. I'm going to wait and see how all the brackets lined up, and it's going to be a nice, fun time for SimWorld for sure.
Yeah, because you make a great point. Like, you don't want to catch St. Louis. You don't want to catch Gulf Coast, in a game before the final game, because not talking about one of those as the top 4 teams. Are you telling me that D. Woodley and Glory Tate can't beat you on any given night?
Yeah,
of course they can.
Yeah, of course. Of course, you don't want to, and there's some teams that a team like Houston is scary.
Yes, they are. That's correct.
You have a bunch of teams who have the ability on any given night to take you out if you're not on top of your game. So, yeah, man, it's going to be a
LA
very,
Stars
very
with Jalen Snow, West Coast Select. I mean, there's a lot of dangerous teams out there. Maybe Chicago will be one of them. Remember, they've gotten themselves to 2 tournament championship games, and they looked pretty good tonight. They're going to come away here 10-point winners, 77-67. LeGerald Carroll bombing from outside. He's the MVP of the game. Congrats to Chicago, moving up to 12-9 on the year. Toronto falls to 7-13. And remember, we are going to see both of these teams next week in SimWorld Regional Tournament play. Coming up next, in a half hour, the championship game in Barcelona, Africa versus World East. We'll see you then.